All right, EDL 602 students, we've made it to week 8. We are at the very last week in our course. I just wanted to remind you of some things, but the first thing I want us to look at is all the things that are coming due, quickly coming due. Because if we look back at last week or week 7, you have your SMART Goals assignment that is due on Sunday, October 5th. I want you to pay close attention that you also have your Dropbox for your video presentation for the 6 domains assignment is going to be due that Monday. So these things are really closely together with their due dates. So October 5th is the Sunday, and then the Monday, October 6th, your videos have to be uploaded. And then on the 8th, October 8th, which is Wednesday, your week 10 reflections are then due. So there are quite a few things that you're responsible for in a very small window of time. I also want to encourage you to go back and look at your grades. Make sure you have a grade for every assignment. If you find that there is a 0 in any space for any submission, you need to go back to that submission and redo it. Redo it and upload it for a submission so that I can regrade it and you will get a grade. A 0 really hurts in the overall scheme of averages. So please submit it if it has a 0. All right, let's jump into our Dropbox for our 6 domains reflection. Just like before, you know how to work the actual video submission part. For when you do the start assignment, I'll go back to that. But before, let's just kind of look at what this assignment requires, the expectations. So you are not retelling each domain in the elements, but verbally sharing the basic knowledge you gleaned and wish to implement as a future administrator. You're creating this as if you are presenting this information to a future employer, such as a superintendent or a school board, as part of your job interview. You should make notes that you can refer to guide your speaking, but you're not reading the information, much like we talked about with the very first video reflection you did. You will make the statements in first person as this is what you plan to do as a future administrator. I'm looking to see an improvement and more confidence from your first video that you submitted. The questions you will address in your video are pretty much the ones that you've addressed throughout this particular course. What would an administrator do to make sure you're leading and making decisions based upon your school's data to improve student achievement? And how an administrator would ensure that each student is receiving a valuable and guaranteed curriculum? How an administrator would foster a culture of continuous improvement for teachers and staff, and how would an administrator build a culture of care and collaboration that would impact student success. You're going to look at domain 5. What would an administrator do to communicate core values and create a climate that clearly states what you value? And how would an administrator ensure that you manage resources to focus on effective instruction and the achievement of all students? So keep that in mind as you're sitting and you're thinking about this assignment. I would take a note card and just kind of write out my big ideas so that you have pointers, but you're not reading from a script, because this is a presentation. If you were sitting before the superintendent of schools in your district and your task is to explain these 6 domains, would you go in with a script and read it to them? No, you wouldn't. You'd have bullet points that you can refer to, and you would do it as an interview. You would speak about it, you'd own that information, you'd be confident, and you would talk about it like a person who's seeking the job. So that's what I will be looking for as you're doing this recording. You must use the recording features within Canvas to make your video. Failure to follow the directions and use another platform will require you to redo this assignment correctly. Now, this video needs to be between 4 and 5 minutes. You cannot submit a 10-minute video. I don't have enough time to get all of those graded because it's such a quick turnaround for me to submit grades. So guys, please stick to the 4 to 5 minute time limit. Now, I'd hate to take away points for it being too long. Most of you don't do too short. All I've ever seen is too long. Now, the directions for recording your video are here. We've done this before, so it should be a lot easier. Um, Again, I added here, create a script, notes before you start recording. Time yourself to make sure you're within the time limits before you attempt to record it on here. You will rephrase the questions. You will state it verbally, answering the questions. Ensure that your background noises are not distracting. Use the features within Canvas. You should be okay with doing all of these. I'm going to start the assignment just to remind you. Record, upload video file. I always allow that. And then it pops up. And then all I have to do is start recording. After I get myself all recorded up, I've talked to the camera, I've gotten it all done, I am finished. I can hit finish. I can title it. I want it to be titled. I could put it Dr. Cockrell's 6 domains project, save the media, and then upload it the way that it needs to be uploaded. So just make sure that you are actually doing the things you need to do to submit this assignment. Then you can hit submit. So be mindful of doing that correctly. Let's see, let's go back to our module. As I stated before, we are at the very end of the road. The only other thing you have left to do is your Dropbox for week 10 reflection. Guys, as you do this reflection, please address the 3 questions that are listed here. That's what it entails, is that you take these 3 questions and you respond to them. You should answer each question with a minimum of 3 sentences for each. You do not need a cover page or a reference page for this submission. You're answering the questions only. And that will conclude your assignments for EDL 602. If you have any questions, any concerns, please make sure you send those to me in an email. Guys, as I tell you every time we do the video presentations and other things on Canvas, I cannot help you with any technological issues. I am not tech support. I don't know how to fix it. If you have a question about tech, you need to reach out to tech support so that they can assist you with any of your media recording issues. If that is sound, video, submissions, please reach out to them so that they can walk you through getting that done. If you have a question about the actual assignment, the verbiage, or responding, those are things you can send me and I will help answer those. Thank you guys for being an awesome class to work with and making our time on our virtual classes enjoyable. Thanks to those of you who always participate. I'm very grateful for that. Video, I'm sorry, virtual classes are a little bit complex, and when people are not chatting, it makes for a very boring 2 hour class meeting. You guys made our class meetings enjoyable. I enjoyed the discussions. So, guys, I wish you nothing but luck as you pursue this particular program of study. Good luck to all of you. Finish strong.